Hello and welcome back to West Brom Fan TV. Now, it's a Wednesday night, the season is getting close. Friday the games begin, Saturday the Albion begins. And what better to do than give you my predictions for game week 1 of the season. Now, there's a few cannonballs in there, that's what I want to describe them as, a few that you won't expect, which I've gone for just because, it's the Championship, anything can happen. It's not going to go how you think it will go. So let's get started on the Friday night games. Blackburn Rovers versus Derby County. Blackburn struggled a lot last season, very, very weird side. They're either near the playoffs or sinking down in the relegation zone. Derby County coming up this season, did decent last season. Watched them a couple of times. Actually did go down to Pride Park for one of their games against Northampton Town and they blew them out of the water. But the Championship is a different kettle of fish. Paul Warne, there's doubts about him. People think that he's been found out at the Championship level and he's just a League One merchant. Well, what will the score be in the opening game for Derby County? I think they'll win 2-1 away at Ewood Park. Have had their doubters, but I think that bigger wave following will boost them on to a big 3 points on their opening day. Following this up, Preston North End versus relegated Sheffield United. Obviously, Preston last season started off flying. They were top of the league at one point, looked incredible. We battered them, and then they fell off a cliff, basically. They were in and around the playoffs still till the end, but it was nothing compared to that start. We thought they were going to absolutely HMS, pay the league, and they didn't. Sheffield United, on the other hand, just getting relegated, had an absolute catastrophic season, embarrassed himself on many occasions. Made some good signings. Callum O'Hare, great player. Kiefer Moore, great player. There's also another one came in today. I don't know the name, but I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. I think that the winning mentality needs to be recovered at Sheffield United, and that's a harder thing to do. Transfers aren't going to do that. That comes from the core of the club and the dressing room. So yeah, next game on the Saturday, we're going for now. It's Cardiff City versus Sunderland. Hawaii. Sorry, I might have got it wrong. I know there's 2 ways to say it. I may have just really annoyed a load of Sunderland fans. I apologise if I have. But yeah, Cardiff City, a few good signings, a bit of excitement around the club. Even though I tipped them for near enough relegation in my prediction video. What can I say? I am a bit of a weirdo. Sunderland, I haven't really heard much about them, to be fair. I've heard that they're after some interesting manager. That's about it, really. It's one of them games, isn't it? Cardiff Sunderland's a bit of a naff one on the fixture list, and that's why I've gone for a 1-0 win for Sunderland. I think that they'll get it done. I reckon Joe Bellingham, a bit of magic. I know people say he's overrated. I do think he's a little bit, but I still think he's all right. He's a decent enough player. We'll go 1-0 Sunderland. A bit of a curveball. Next up, we've got Hull City versus Bristol. Hull City don't know how they get playoffs last season. They're incredible. Bristol, they are very, very sat in 11th place every season, pretty much. Well, around that mark, mid-table. Great club, though, to be fair. Good fans, but they're not going to like me at all because I've come for 2-0 Hull. I think that the home backing will be, strong on the opening day. Their fans are pretty loud, to be fair. Probably some of the most underrated fans in the league. I'll tell you what isn't an underrated champ, though. Getting mauled by the Tigers. And unfortunately, Bristol, I think you will be getting mauled by the Tigers. 2-0. Next up, Leeds United versus Portsmouth. 2 excited teams. Leeds, come on, how didn't you beat Southampton? Absolutely, well and truly, annoyed me as an Albion fan and the rest of us after how they treated us when we went down to their place. But, they've lost Somerville, but they've made some good signings, and I think they'll go up this season, no problemo. They are so strong. I know Leeds have a tendency to be one off the bottle, but I think they're going to go up this season. Pompey, great to see them back in the league. A proper club, that's how I describe them. I've had some fantastic days playing Portsmouth. Great fans. Fantastic club. The only thing annoying is that bloke with the bell. Please stop doing it, it's drilling. Only joking. But score prediction, you're not going to like me yet again, Pompey fans. I think you're great. I think the club's great, but I think you're going to get smacked 4-0. Ellen Road atmosphere is not what you want on the opening day of the season, especially with the squad they've got. Next up, Middlesbrough versus Swansea. Bit of a curveball I've thrown in. Middlesbrough, very underwhelming last season. I thought they'd get promoted, to be honest. They didn't. Swansea, same, very just underwhelming. When Luke Williams came in, they looked a bit better. They still managed to beat us, which they always manage to at home. But yeah, let's get on with the score for this game. I don't really know too much about the signings for them two clubs, but I do have a feeling that Swans will cause a little bit of a shock and will win 2-1. It's just one of them games that usually, Middlesbrough are always one to throw a spanner in the works for your predictions when you put them to win. So that's what I've gone for Swansea, no particular reason. Next up, Millwall-Watford. Millwall looks strong. Maka Langstaff, what a bloody player he is. I've met him. He's a nice bloke. He's a goal merchant. He scores when he wants. He scores when he wants. Macaulay Langstaff, he scores when he wants. I need to stop singing that, as everyone's going to think I'm a Millwall fan. But Watford as well, the opposition. My mate's a Watford fan at uni, and they look pants. The fan base has no hope for this season, to be honest. Tom Cleverley in charge. Bringing in Musa Sissoko. I swear he was on a Zimmer frame the last time I saw him. But, yeah, 3-0 Mill. Nothing shocking there, I don't think, really. However, I bet they're throwing a curveball now. I've said that and go and win against them. Also, big up Jake Livermore. What a player. Next one is the U's in the Championship. Good to see a different club, a different ground, even though you've only got 3 stands and you're next to a Frankie and Benny's. I think still decent fans. Whenever we're travelling with Albion, you always bump into a good load at a service station, and they're usually pretty sound as a pound. Norwich, playoffs last season, got battered by Leeds, we got battered by Saints, we shook hands and we rolled on for next season. Getting rid of Farker, not Farker, that was a while back, Wagner, I think is a bit of a rough move. But saying that, they're still the massive favourites to win this match, and I think they will, but I think Oxford will put up a fight, because that's what they'll do this season. They will put up fight after fight. That's why I think they'll stay in the league. Saying that, though, I think they're going to lose 3-2 to Norwich, 3-2 Norwich City. Yeah. And next up is where the bias comes into play, QPR versus West Bromwich Albion. I mean, I know QPR have a great manager. I know they've made some top signings, but I'm an Albion fan. I won't be like this every week, I promise. I just got a feeling in my gut. I don't know why. I need to stop believing these feelings. That's what makes me go every game home and away, and I leave everyone disappointed and get a load of earache from my mum for moaning. But yeah, what do I think is going to happen? Well, I mean, first of all, touch on Albion, actually. I haven't said a lot. I know I've done loads of transfer videos. We've sold a lot of players. We've brought in a lot of players. We look okay. I'd probably say we're slightly weaker than last season. But, we've got an excited loan player from, dare I say it, Aston Villa. But he looks pretty tidy. He's like a Harvey Barnes, Jeremy Sarmiento type of youngster, a winger who's direct. Love to see that. And, we're also bringing loads of other interesting players, which are from abroad for once, which is good. That's how we brought in the likes of Super Peter Odemwingie, who wore this very shirt. So anyways, cut the waffle. Let's get to the prediction. I think QPR will take a one goal lead, a 1-0 lead, but we'll win 3-1. And I think that Ousmane Diakite is going to score too. I know, bold prediction. Put a quid on that. Bet the odds are pretty decent. Anyways, next up, Stoke City versus Coventry. Now, I know I'm from Nuneaton. I know it's a CV postcode, and I'll give you a lot of grief because a fair few of you aren't my mates, to be fair. But I haven't put you down to lose. I think that you've made some top signings, to be fair, especially one off us, which hurt me. But, he had to go because of financial reasons. But yeah, the cover looks strong, to be fair. I think they are promotion favourites now, to be honest. We're one of the promotion favourites. Touching on Stoke, haven't heard nothing about them. But, they've been down there so long. Surely they're going to have a season where they finish top half and they sniff around playoffs. It must be absolutely horrible. All they ever sing about is bloody beating us and Port Vale. But I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. I haven't had too many draws in this prediction, so might as well get one in now. 1-1 draw. I think Radoni will get one for Cov. Why not? Next up is moving on to the Sunday game, 4 o'clock kickoff. Bit of a weird one. At least it gives the Plymouth fans to sleep off. Actually, I'll say that Plymouth is literally like a 6-hour drive. At least it allows them to leave at a relatively decent time. Still saying that, they'll probably be up at like 6 a.m. travelling to that game. Horrible. Yeah, Sheff Wednesday versus Plymouth. Sheff Wednesday, top manager, top club. They were impressive at the end of last season. The fans are excellent. The ground's brilliant. It's a place. It's like Ellen Road. When it's rocking, you're going to struggle. And on opening day, I think Plymouth are going to struggle there, to be honest. They've kept hold of Whittaker so far. But it's going to be a tough old trip, especially with Wazza in the dugout now for them. It's going to be, I think, a tactical school. And to be fair, it's going to be 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Sorry, pie face. Anyways, final one. Monday, Luton Town versus Burnley. Yeah, two of the best teams in the league coming up against each other on a Monday night on Sky. I know, I feel sorry for them Burnley fans. I'll get back at like 2-3 in the morning. Anyways, enough of the travelling. Let's talk the teams. Luton, by far the best relegated team last season. They looked exciting. They were exciting to watch. The fans were pretty good, I guess. It's one of them. Everyone bigs up Luton like it's like when you go to Kenilworth Road, like it's, you know, some big deal and all that. Oh, because you go through someone's back garden. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's nothing too intimidating or anything like that. Anyways, let's talk about Burnley. They were a punching bag, weren't they, last season, really? To be fair, all three of them were punching bags, the relegated teams, but Luton were an entertaining punching bag because they did usually score a few goals when they got punched down by the big teams in the Premier League. But they look exciting. I think, obviously, Scott Parker, he's an absolute expert on the Championship, isn't he? He knows his way around the league. Everyone's called him a rubbish manager, but the guy gets the job done. He gets teams promoted. Like, look at Fulham, for example. Look at them now as well, stable. But what am I going to say? I need to round this off, or else I could waffle about these two teams all day because they are both pretty interesting. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw on Sky, a nice entertaining game to end off the match week and get us excited for the Carabao Cup. We've got Fleetwood, which is great. There's a few beers in Blackpool. Anyways, that's enough of the video. Connor, I'm sorry, you've got a lot of editing to do now, putting them graphics on the screen. Thank you all for watching. Very, very soon, I'll be off to Loftus Road. I'm doing the video for that game. Sea-Dog can't make it, I know. It's a shame. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Up the Albion. Come on, you baggies. And yeah, sausages.